Calxiyn here, and Hunter. Uh-oh. My light just fell, but I'm sure it's okay. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, remember that you can become a Patreon to get early access to pretty much everything on my channel.
Yes.
A day in advance for $1, a week in advance for my anime reactions for $5, and
$80 you get my nudes.
yeah, well, no, we don't have an $80 tier anymore.
Oh.
We did a Patreon reform. No, there's still nudes. It's just it's at a different price now.
So
we have $1, $5, $10,
are my nudes
20,
discounted?
50, 100. I don't know. I think I either put it at 50 or I put it at 100. Like
so they're discounted,
yeah, maybe.
Or I've ripened with age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're gonna be reacting to the Blake character short. Then after that, we are gonna stop this video, do an analysis, and then we're gonna do a music analysis because I believe there is a song in here. So Hunter looks very shocked, and we
the
are
second
going to
you
be
said
very busy.
I'm not told anything. Let's do it. We've
Okay.
kind of seen this.
Yeah, we
already.
did get to see a preview at Fan Expo, but it wasn't the entire trailer,
No, it was not.
and we couldn't really see it where we were.
I could see it.
I didn't have my glasses on, so I was like,
It was from
is that
across the
Blake?
room.
Yeah, and there was a pole, like, sort of in the way. Like, it's complicated.
The pole wasn't
yeah,
in the way. The pole was in the way for a lot of people.
I know, and it was very, very
But
sad.
but it was not a finished. It was not a complete.
Anyway, I'd like to do, like, an analysis kind of going through the video after we're done the video, and I also kind of want to, like, pick out the types of faunus. Like, there's a lot of stuff I want to do, okay? So let's just react to it first.
Oh, it's a rabbit. You do see a lot more types of faunus. Like, I like that they're being more...
But I wish
creative
that,
with
like, I don't know, because, like, these seem pretty basic, you know what I mean? Like, this guy has horns, like, there's some tails around here, there's ears, like, come on, guys. Like, what other, can you give me,
I feel
like,
bad for
wings? Like, something like that.
I feel
That's
bad
all
for
I
the
can say.
antler ones, you know? That was in the second season? Second season.
Anyways.
Although there are
What's
those
Blake
people
looking at?
with, like, growths on their face.
Blake's just like, man, I want that orange real bad. And then she started thinking of Ilya for some reason.
And we got Volume 1 costumes.
I know. Okay, so I don't want to pause throughout this video because I want to
Even though
keep
you've
that
done it
for our
twice already?
analysis. Yeah, it's just, I love seeing Blake reanimated in her Volume 1 clothes.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I probably could have said that without
I'm sorry.
pausing the video.
I know.
I also like how she's changed clothing, and yet Ilya's like, yeah, I stick it. She sticks to an aesthetic.
This is my Blake makeup, by the way, guys. Like, I had my makeup with Blake in mind. That's why I have, like, purple polka dots and stuff.
You're not the first person to ask.
Oh, Sun. I
Sun
forgot
looks
he was
very
in
serious.
Just like any other human girl.
Ooh, this is cool. Okay, there's so much stuff to pause at. I just want to explore everything.
You alright?
Okay, so they're looking
What
for
exactly
that
type of faunus would that person be?
lizard, I think. That's
Lizard?
the lizard
Okay.
people.
So we get to learn the Ilya backstory. That's
Where are my
nice.
subtitles?
You're telling me to shush?
Oops, that's
Oh,
in Spanish.
Por
I
qué?
wanna hear! I wanna hear!
Okay. And a bunny faunus just selling knives. Oh,
So Ilya
slow
used to
motion.
live in Atlas, which is interesting. That's cool. Whoa, Jesus.
No bringing friends home, no talking about my parents, and absolutely, under no circumstances, was I allowed to change colors.
I mean, I didn't do that
No one could know.
in my high school experience, and that was just because I was...
Things must be really hardcore
nerd.
in Atlas that you
I
can't be a
think
faunus
so.
in Atlas.
I always got the impression that Atlas was like the South, you know, to make an allegory.
Especially if it meant being an atlas.
Yeah, just the way she says it, Atlas.
Sometimes
I know.
the other girls would say things about the faunus. That they were animals, that they were dirty, or they lied, and I'd say those things with them. Because I felt like I was one of them. And then, one day,
How out of...
This is so sad.
Because they stop this, and it's like, how out of control really was that barrel?
I want to hear
apparently
Ilya
one of the
talk.
workers tripped while handling some agitated dust crystals.
I feel bad for that guy.
Thanks.
Fucking hell.
Caused a chain reaction. And my
Just look at Blake's facial expression.
The one that's
Oh,
not
did
really
you see how her
moving.
eyes changed a bit there?
They did?
They glow. Or she came into the light and they kind of glowed. It seemed like they glowed, but maybe it was just the lighting choice.
Every inch of me turned blue as I wept. And suddenly...
Yoink! Ah, I love that!
And played with.
Oh, jeez. Come on, Blake. You were okay.
It was... Well, we already kind of... Oh, okay. Now she reddens.
I broke their teeth.
Jeez.
It's the
Okay.
fact that she describes breaking the teeth that I find disturbing.
Also... Okay, later. We'll do it later. Sorry, I just want to talk about how her mask has bullhorns on it, and Adam has bullhorns, and so I wonder if the White Fang mask has changed to reflect the affiliation...
Maybe.
Of a person. So now, instead of the real White Fang, she is Adam's White Fang, and they have bullhorns to represent that.
I'm sorry.
You know, you could have kept moving. It's almost like she would come
Yeah,
back
but she
and
doesn't want to fight Ilya, that's why.
They
She
do
doesn't want to
have
fight her friend!
They do have a fucking
Why
issue with that, don't
I
they?
don't know why the telephone's down here. I just noticed that. I'm sorry.
I feel bad for the people, like, sleeping in the attic when they ninja along the rooftops.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so here's some things I want to talk about. We'll do a better analysis, but I like how Ilya kind of describes that, like, because Blake says, wow, that must have been so hard, but it wasn't, right? Because, like, she kind of wanted, because as a kid, right, you just kind of, you don't think about that, right? You know what I mean? Like, she just kind of did what she was told to do, and she was like, okay, as long as I get to go to Atlas, and she went, maybe that's why, maybe not all of Atlas is necessarily racist, but she had to be that way for the private school. Because that's what she said. She went to a private academy.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings me to my next thing. Like, depending on Ilya's age, could she have known, like, Winter? Because Winter went to a private Atlas academy. And I'm sure there's lots because Atlas seems like the rich people spot. But I wonder if it was, like, an Atlas military academy. And, like... And she said, don't talk about my parents. Like, her parents said, don't... Because, you know, that was just phrased weird for me. Because she says, don't talk about my parents, but if you're a parent, would you say, don't talk about us? Like, how would they be working? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you're stuck on really bizarre semantics here, Cal.
It's not that, it's that, in my head, the way she says that, it sounds like her parents didn't bring her to Atlas. That she was brought by another family member because her parents were too, like, faunus looking. You know what I mean? And that's why she said, don't talk about her parents. Because her parents could not be as easily disguised as her. Because we know that if two faunus with different traits get together, it's not a 50-50 chance of getting one. You get a random combination, right? Mm-hmm. So what if her parents were like a cat faunus and like a snake faunus, and they just got Ilya, this child that looks perfectly normal, and they sent her away with someone? That's kind of what I got from that line, because if her parents weren't passing, then why couldn't she talk about them? You know what I mean? That's just kind of what I'm thinking about, that maybe her parents said kind of like, get out. Not get out, but like, we're going to try to get you the best education possible, and so we are sending you to where we think is the best place. Mm-hmm. Like, out of Menagerie and to Atlas.
She feels as though she's betrayed that...
Well, now I think, yeah.
Faunus people, and maybe that's part of her angst.
Because as a kid, like, she said that it was easy, right? I feel like that's part of her angst, right?
That's probably not great for early... you know, development.
Because she said, you know, it was easy, and she kind of laughed about the faunus with them, you know what I mean? And so, like, I don't want to say she was I guess it is kind of like being racist, right?
It is it's just fitting in, for her at least.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and so I feel like she feels bad that she went against her own people.
There could be a deal,
and so
like
that's why she said that she broke her.
Self-loathing.
That's why, yeah, exactly, and that's why now she's with the White Fang, like... And then she said that she broke their teeth in, so...
And
we don't really know! She probably joined the White Fang after that!
She didn't say break teeth in, she just said break their teeth, and that's a really...
I like how she said that, though. And I like how her hair also changes, because, like, how does your body control that? You know what I mean? Like, hair seems... Are you
jealous?
No, it's just, like, hair seems pretty set in stone. Skin, fine. Like, we get sunburn and we get darker, okay? But hair is pretty much a constant, unless, I guess it does turn gray. I don't know how hair works. I'm not trying to figure out the science behind RWBY over here.
Because you do realize it, like,
anyway, I want to talk about our initial reactions, because this is kind of more analyzing things, and I don't want to do that right now. So, yes. So for like, my initial reaction, like, I'm super excited. Like, I liked the
My
action
initial
bits
reaction happened 2 days ago
Yeah,
when I
like-
saw it at the RWBY panel.
Well, we didn't see all of it, and so...
My face hurt because I was smiling so much, originally.
For me, like, I'm super excited to see Ilya in a greater capacity,
Yes.
and I kind of like Ilya as a
Yes.
ship more than Yang, and that may upset some
I
people.
thought I was really excited because I was like, oh, they said there were some
They
details
seem
missing
kinda
out.
gay,
What if they were
man?
really gay details that were being left out?
That, like, I love the new, like, I guess it's not the new animation style, but the animation just keeps getting more polished as the
I
series
really
goes
like
on. Like,
the
it
Volume
looks
4,
really nice.
like, cell shading animation style. I'm
and
glad.
it looks really nice right now.
I'm sad that it took them so long to get to this, because
They
it really
did their
is
best, it's
wonderful.
okay. My only, I don't want to say my gripe about this, though, because I love Ilya and everything, and I love her, and, like, I want to protect her, but this is the Blake character trailer, and I know more about Ilya now than I do about Blake.
Well-
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, I love it,
Have
right?
they? Because think about the Weiss trailer. How much new shit did they tell you about Weiss?
I mean, there was
Other
stuff
than that, she's a little hard on herself.
there was stuff that you could interpret, though, that
And there's stuff
we
that you
saw
can
her-
interpret here.
we saw her at the beginning fighting when she wasn't that good, and she was trying to do all this fancy shit, and then her, like, after that, she realized to escape, she must have, like, adhered to, like, the box that her father put her in, sort of thing. Like, the only thing that we really know about Blake is that she was so close with Ilya that now, I guess, in the scene over here when the box dropped, like, they could have gone after him, but the reason was she didn't want to fight her. And then Ilya also didn't want to fight her. That's why she just brought the thing down and they made an escape, because they don't really want to fight each other. They just happen to be on opposing sides. You know, like, the good and the evil is kind of...
And you can see that in the
gray area
Ilya
here.
Blake fight
Yeah,
earlier
like this.
in Volume 4.
Yeah,
How they
and
don't
then
they
before.
seem not to want.
Like,
when
she was
uses-
okay with killing
and it
Sun.
looks like a fishing pole. I don't care what you say. Her weapon looks like a fishing pole.
But you know what I mean? Like, because I like Ilya, and I enjoy Ilya as a character, even though we haven't seen too much of her yet. Like, she's kind of like Neo for me, where we don't know much about her, but I like her design, I like her fighting style, you know, stuff like that. I like her Volume 4 appearance, etc. I like her appearance here, so I'm excited about this. However, I can see where people may have an issue, because it's not really about Blake. It's kind of about something that happened, like,
I think
something that happened
I
around
think that
Blake.
it's enough about Blake.
I don't know.
I think it's, well, first off, I don't think
I
these
would
are
have liked to
supposed
see how Blake got into the White Fang. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. We're probably going to get more of
And
that
we
later.
probably will in Volume 5. I like this
Or
setup.
6 or so. God knows how long.
I know.
But...
I like this setup, though. I do like what they've set up here, because they've established something before the start of Volume 5, which means that this is going to be a plot thread. I'm just kind of torn about this, because at the same time, like, I'm like, yeah, Rooster Teeth, you go, Ilya, best girl, you know what I mean? But I know that there's going to be people in my comment section that personally feel like they were promised a Blake trailer and they've been cut short, and, like, I feel
No.
you, okay? Like, I
feel like this is enough. Because
appreciate
when you look at the
you,
trailers,
you know what I mean?
how, like, especially, like, comparing this to the Weiss trailer, I
Yeah.
feel like you get equal amounts of understanding of the,
I guess, yeah.
the named
I'm
character.
I'm trying to empathize with the people that may say, but that's not what
My
I
therapist
want.
tells me I lack empathy, and I agree with her.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck.
Like,
I liked it.
I love Ilya. Like, I love everything about Ilya. I love her voice actor. I think her voice actor is perfect because she is able to talk kind of sweet. She plays Lucy in Fairy Tale, the voice actress. And so for me, there's that really sweet part, but then, like, I broke their teeth. You know what I mean? Like, she
That
can
was
do
fucked
that
up. I like that
angry
line.
part as well. You know what I mean? Like, her voice actress has such range, it makes for
She can
very
flip on a
interesting.
dime.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think a range is what you're looking for.
No,
there.
vocal range,
I guess so.
right?
Anyways.
Because it's like, it's that kind of high cutesy voice, and then it's like, but I broke their legs.
A lot
you know
less,
what I mean?
A lot less action in this trailer than
Yeah.
in first trailer.
And there was
Weiss
still, like,
trailer.
the fight scene and stuff, but I thought this was gonna be a flashback.
Back.
I'm glad I was correct.
Flash Black. I think I've seen that movie.
I'm glad I was right,
Yes.
first of all.
Well, they were all flashbacks. so you're not the only one who guessed that.
I know, but I said...
But I'll be the one taking credit for it,
I said...
Caleb said.
This is what I said, though. I said in my prediction that you weren't here. I did the video by myself, but I did a prediction video, and I said, I think that Blake is going to be looking around Menagerie. Something is going to remind her of Ilya, and we're going to we're going to enter into a flashback. Because Weiss's ended in the present, this one was going to start in the past and then end it in the present. Which it kind of did, but it did also jump around, so I wasn't entirely correct. But yeah, I love it, guys. Like, I don't know, there's nothing that made me go like, whoa, that was cool. Except Sun's thing. Like, kind of when, like, he held the card and then Blake went like, whoosh, and then she went like, whee! And, like, that was cool. But yeah, it's not like the Weiss trailer where she did that fire thing, and I was like, whoa, that was awesome. Like, this is much more emotional, and I feel like that also fits Blake's character,
less action,
right?
less action.
I feel like the Yang trailer is gonna be action, because that's part of Yang's character, right? Like,
if these are all flashbacks, then what do you think? Well, I mean, this is a partial flashback, so maybe the other two will be partial flashbacks as well, or full flashbacks.
Other two. I thought we're only getting one for Yang Hunter. I don't think we're getting one for RWBY, if I'm honest.
Well, no, they said 4. First, you
okay.
said, like, I think you've been fed a lot of misinformation. I was the one that I think we deleted the take or whatever, but originally you thought that there was going to be just Weiss, Blake, Yang, RWBY trailers for the next 4 seasons, and not all 4. That's what you thought.
I thought that there was only going to be Blake, Yang, and Weiss.
No, that's not. No, for the like one trailer. That's what you originally thought.
Yeah, but I'm saying that now I thought it was only going to be them 3 because RWBY already got her trailer in Volume 4. She got one all by herself, so I don't know if they're. And plus, even if they do one a month, this is September, October. Like, when are they? How are they going to space that out? Because Volume 4 starts...
It is literally, like, early September.
Volume 5 starts October 14th. So if they do another one mid-September and then one, like, a week, let's say a week before RWBY comes out, I could see them doing that. But at the same time, like... I don't know.
The hype would be high.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, they waited such a long time between the Weiss and the Blake trailer, I feel. But whatever, it's okay. But yeah, like, there's nothing that made me go, wow. But I feel like more of Blake's character isn't like the, wow, she did that. It's more of the emotional aspect of her character. And even through, like, Volume 1, when we saw her, like, in, like, the Stray episodes and stuff like that, like, her arc has always been about emotion, not about fighting. Like, I feel fighting is more on Weiss's side because she is trying to be a good fighter. Blake is kind of already a good fighter. She is trying to do something that has a lot of emotion in it, you know, like to right a social wrong, almost like to take down the White Fang. Like, obviously that has fighting involved, but it's also a lot of emotion, and I feel like that fits with her character. You understand what I mean? I don't think anyone has ever gotten to a fight in a stoic state of mind, being like, as I kick the shit out of this man, I feel nothing. No one's... I think there's always a little bit of emotion. You know what I mean, though, right? Sure. It's just that, like...
For the love of God, don't explain it again.
It's just... Yang and Weiss have a very, like, fighty arc. You know, they just have a fighty personality, but Blake's not like that. And so I feel like this is the most fitting trailer for her because Blake kind of cares about her friends as well. And so you can see that with... Like, the character trailers are supposed to kind of reveal something, and I don't feel like something has necessarily been revealed, but something has been explained more, you know? You see that... I don't think Blake sees things as, like, black and white. There's a gray area. Because she was in the White Fang, she understands that. That Ilya is not a bad person. She's just caught up in something that she cannot control. Like, she's just... There isn't a right or wrong side, but they're fighting against each other.
And also, I think it is to set up the relationship between Ilya and Blake, which I feel will be very important.
And finally, with that, I feel like... Okay, so Game of Thrones may be a bad example, but...
It's better than fucking Kingdom Hearts. Go on.
Okay, so there's a, like, at the end, spoilers, if you guys don't want to hear this, get out.
Don't worry about it, the story's shit. Anyways.
But Cersei and Tyrion...
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about Kingdom Hearts, not Game of Thrones. I take that back, I like Game of
But,
Thrones.
like, Cersei's, like, faction, if you want to call it that, and Tyrion's faction finally came together because there was a common goal, like, the White Walkers, right? And, like, the Night King and shit. So I feel like what we're going to be seeing set up in the next, it could be the next season, it could be the next 3 seasons, is that the White Fang and the humans, and then, like, the students at Beacon, and the students from all the other schools, like, they need to be able to work something out because there is a much bigger threat on the rise, you know? Like, they can go back to killing each other later, but there is an actual mythical threat. You feel me?
I feel like the threat itself is made itself more known.
Yes. And so, I feel like it's gonna... I don't want to say it's gonna go in a Game of Thrones direction, because lots of things do this, like, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing. But the thing is, they need to get the White Fang to not obey Cinder anymore, because Cinder is aligned with that mythical monster-y threat instead of a human threat. And so I feel like eventually the series is going to go into a direction where it's put aside all of your differences for 5 minutes, kill Salem, we can go back to fighting later. Like, I feel like this is where things are going to try to go. In the way that they convince Adam to do that, and I talked about that in another video when I talked about how Blake could have said that to Adam, why do you want to follow a human's orders when you could be just as whatever, like, that Blake doesn't know what people want, or at least she is too, I don't want to say too loyal, but she is too, she can't lie, I guess. We did RWBY in Game of Thrones, so it's kind of like another Stark thing, right? And so, like, she can't really manipulate people like that, and so I feel like somebody has to come in and manipulate Adam into realizing that as long as he is under Cinder, he is not the one in charge. So let's kill Cinder, he'll be in charge, and then they can fight later. Like, that's basically where I'm thinking things are going. And I feel like this trailer, I don't want to say proves that, but could lead to that, because Blake has, I don't want to say a middleman, but I think that Ilya's gonna kind of be like Jamie, you know, they'll meet in an alleyway, Blake will say, here are our terms, this is what we want, you gotta, like, we gotta negotiate a little, and I feel like Ilya could be the manipulator. Like, we haven't seen too much of her, but it seems like if she needs to lie, she could be the one to do it, not Blake, because Blake doesn't have that in her. But she's closer to Adam, she knows what Adam wants. If Blake says, here's what we need to do, Ilya will be like, why do you want to be controlled under Cinder when you could be your own power? Mm-hmm. When you could be in charge? Make them bow to you, you know what I mean? Like, sort of, like, you know, stupid humans, like, something like that. And so, that's kind of all I want to say about the trailer. I know we kind of got off topic, but at the same time it was related. I don't know.
Don't rope me in with what you do.
I know, but it was...
Don't use that
important,
collective...
that's all. It's just because it's setting up for things to come and kind of our predictions to what this trailer could mean for later in the series. You know what I mean? And what I hope that it means. Because I would like to see them manipulate Adam, and then Adam to kind of fight with them, but also not fight with them because he doesn't really like them, and then, like, go after the threat, and then they can start. Like, immediately after Cinder dies, Adam's like, okay, well, it's time to kill you guys now, thanks for helping, bye! You know what I mean? However Adam sounds, I don't remember. But, if you guys enjoyed this video,
if I voice Glinda, you voice Adam.
If you guys enjoyed this video, remember that you can become a Patreon. There is a $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100 tier. But if you want early access to our stuff, you can do $1 for a day before, or $10 for 2 days before. That's for our RWBY content, but our anime reaction content, you get a week in advance, and it's just $5. So if that interests you at all, I know this kind of sounds like, I guess, an advertisement. It is.
Because it is.
But if you can't afford to be a Patreon, you should join our Discord server, and everybody who replies to this video, I will ask them to. That is probably what will happen. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you in a bit for our analysis. Bye-bye!